Hi you guys, my name's Sarah. This is my Flosstube channel called Stitching by Sarah. This is Flosstube number 3. I want to thank you so much for stopping by. I want to thank everybody for the likes that you've given me over the last 2 videos, and thank you for those who have subscribed. If you are returning to watch me, thank you so much. If you're new, I hope you like what you see and come back for more. I want to apologize if you hear any road noise. It's a gorgeous day here in outside of Houston. It's high 60s, low 70s, very low humidity, which is very rare. So instead of having the AC going, I opened the windows and loving every minute of it. About 10 minutes ago, all sorts of sirens going on. I live right next to 249, and sometimes those sirens are nuts. They went on for a solid 5 minutes, I think. Even last night, some morons on motorcycles sound like they were racing with cops chasing them, so we had to listen to that for probably 5-10 minutes. Sorry, squirrel. My featured FFO. Right there is today's featured FFO. This is called Buffalo Plaid Halloween by Stitching with the Housewives. This was a retreat piece that we received for the trick-or-treating with the Housewives retreat that just happened in September. Yeah, I think it was September, with Stitching with the Housewives and Stitch, etc. We FFO'd it at the retreat. Let's see, I started it on July the 26th and I finished it on August the 13th. It has the fabric is 28 count denim blue even weave that was hand dyed by Ashley at Stitch, etc. And I thought I would show you the Smalls Exchange pieces that I received and that I gave. So this is the Smalls Exchange that I received. It was such a sweet lady. She said, "I'm sorry, I made it on Ada. I don't stitch on anything but Ada." And I said, "I have no problem at all with Ada. I absolutely love it." And look how perfect her stitches are. Absolutely gorgeous. I may keep this out for more than just fall season. It's gorgeous. And I'm going to insert a picture right here of the piece that I made. It's called Boo to You by Shepherd's Bush. I started it on June the 13th and I finished it on July the 19th. It was a kit that I bought at the Tinsmith's Wife over in Comfort, Texas. I think I bought it in February. So I made that and FFO'd it and gave that as my Smalls Exchange. Okay, so I don't have many whips today. I was busy trying to make a brag book with all of my cross stitching that I have done over the years, so that took some of my stitching time away. Well, I'll show you that later. Okay, my first piece. This is a Flower Sampler Baby Announcement by Pinecone Mcgee off of Etsy. This is where it was when you saw it last. And this is where I'm at now. So I had stitched in the weight and the length. I had stitched in the date, and then I had to rip it out because it was off center. And I'm usually a fudger. I am not a frogger. I will do whatever I can to fudge it. There was no fudging it. I had to take it out. And I even still made a mistake it was still off center a little bit, so I added an extra space between right in here. And then I started the baby's name. So that's where we're at. And I'll show you in a little bit the frame that I had bought for finishing those two. Okay, and if you don't remember, I'm making those for my daughter's best friend that she lives with. She just had twins, so I've got to make 2 of them. And that's the first one. My next whip is Death by Cross Stitch. It's from Long Dog Samplers. It is on 38 or 32 count. Picture this plus sand with the DMC color of 935. And this week I added that little band right there, and I started that band there, and I added some to that straight line right there. So there is where I'm at right now on Death by Cross Stitch. My last whip for this past week is Autumn Quaker by Rosewood Manor. And this is where I've gotten to. Oh, I completed this motif. I started and finished that motif. I started that motif, finished that little motif right there, and I started that motif. And that's where we're at with Autumn Quaker. And this is on a 28 count Queen and Jobelan with the called for Valdani floss. Okay, so let me show you what had kept me from stitching this past week. So I'm trying to make a brag book, and this is just a plain old Sketchers book. So what I did was I bought a sprocket, which is a little picture printer from your phone. You can send pictures from your phone to print out. I started off by starting to make an index, and I just realized not long ago that is not in the order that I originally wanted it to be in. I wanted to make it by when I made them. I have Love Songs as my first one, which is not my oldest. It's my oldest current whip, but is not the oldest project that I've ever done. So let's see. So the projects that are not complete are going to have a little tab at the top. Love Songs is my oldest whip. It is by Paula Vaughn. When it's all done, I'm going to put a picture in here, and I'm going to fill in the finish date. Let me show you one that is done. I don't have the pictures glued or taped in, so they're kind of floppy. So this is From This Day Forward. This is Paula Vaughn. This is my very first BAP, or big ass project. I made it for a friend as a wedding present. The pattern itself has more off to this side, but I screwed up where I started it, so I was over this side too far, so I decided to cut the pattern off right there. There's nothing I could do anyways. So It was made for a friend named Jennifer as a wedding present. And it's on 14 count Aida with the called for DMC. And I framed it myself. That was made back in '94. And so that tells you how long it's been since, or that I've been stitching. And I stitched before that. Okay. So I'm not sure if I'm going to keep this up or if I'm going to figure out something else to do. But we'll see. Okay, so I guess the next portion is, don't tell my husband that I bought all this stuff, please. My haul portion. Fat Quarter Shop liked me this week because I bought quite a bit. And they didn't even have what I was originally going there to buy. I kind of wandered down a trail and bought all sorts of things. I've bought more. I guess I could say I've bought more. But I still got to go back and order what was not available because I just got an email saying that it's now available. But my first little wandering was I bought their new floss holder. It is really heavy. Oh my goodness, it is heavy. So I keep my DMC in, the usual little DMC plastic containers. And I do have a large, I think it was originally a Hot Wheels container that's got on both sides where you can open the doors and put stuff in and turn it over and open the door and put stuff in. That's where I keep most of it, but I do have a bunch of those little plastic holders that everybody knows, those DMC holders. But for my fancy floss and my silks, I originally started to use these floss biddies because I like my DMC on their little plastic floss holders, but I'm not sure I like the floss biddies, but I'm going to keep them on there since they're there. Let's see, so this is going to be my Color and Cotton, all my Color and Cotton floss. As you can see, I don't have much. I'll show you in a little bit more. And I love these the little plastic feet on them. Let's see, right there. They're nice. I love these things. I've got to buy 2 more. And this is my Classic Colorworks. I don't have them arranged like I want to yet. I just threw them in there so that I can see how it works before I go buy more. But I love them. Oops. Oh, my table just slid away. So I've got to buy a couple more of them. I originally went to Fat Quarter Shop to buy some sticky board. The size that I want was not in stock. I wanted some sticky board to FFO my Stitchy Stars, but I decided to buy some sticky board and then when it comes back in stock to get more. And I just got an email saying that the size I want is back in stock, so I have those. And I'm not sure why I bought these rings. These are huge. I'm sure I can find something to do with them, but they're really big. And then I bought a couple small ones. I use these rings to put my floss bobbins on, or the card with the floss, with the fancy floss. I put them on them in my kit unless it's a lot of DMC, and then I just use the little plastic DMC holders. Okay. I just recently joined the Color and Cotton Thread Club. This is the all colors, the 5 skeins. So these are the colors that we got. This is my very first one. These are the colors. There is Pumpkin Jack, Peach Cobbler, Forest, Pale Ochre, and Hollyberry. And while I was at Color and Cotton ordering the floss, I decided to buy some fabric because I don't think I've tried their fabric before. So the first one is Old West 32 count Lugana. And then Lemon Cream Belfast 32 count. And there is a Facebook group that's gonna, if I look at it too much, I'm gonna get myself in trouble. It's a Mirabilia seller trade. I don't remember what the name is. I'll put the name here somewhere, where you can buy or sell or trade patterns or embellishments. So I bought 2 Mirabilias that I don't have and that I wanted. So the first one is Savannah's Curtsy. This is an older pattern. This is MD 36, so that tells you how long it's been since that was first put out. And the next one is Lady of the Mist. This is MD 93. And then I went to Hobby Lobby. And I don't know why I bought this, other than it was in the clearance section. And I'm sure I will be able to find or make a project that will fit it. I only spent $37 on this, and it was originally $151. Looks like maybe a custom frame that they either screwed up or somebody didn't want. So I bought that. I'm sure I'll find something to do with it. And then, let me find this. I actually went there for these rings. I wanted some wooden, what do you call these things? You know what they're called. I'm not sure I like this part of it, but when I FFO it, maybe I can put a bow or something up there. So I actually bought 2 of them. This is for the twins that I'm making the birth sampler. Let's see. Let me just quick open this up and show you what it's going to look like. Sorry guys, talk amongst yourself while I'm getting this together. Okay, here we go. So this is what it's going to end up looking like once I have it all done. And these little spots here, they're friction marker or friction pen. That was so I could tell where the end of the name's going to be to make sure it's going to fit. So that's what it's going to end up looking like. And while I was there at Hobby Lobby, I found these little star buttons I'm going to use to put on my stitchy stars when I FFO it. And then I got some ribbon for my stitchy stars. So I think that's it. It's supposed to be a beautiful weekend here. Both my husband and I have the weekend off, which we haven't had together a weekend off in probably over a month. This was originally my weekend to work, but one of my coworkers that works the opposite weekend, she needs next weekend off, so we switched weekends. So thank you guys all for coming back for number 3. I really appreciate it. Hopefully I'll be back in again in 1 week, and hopefully I'll have quite a bit of stitching for you. Thank you. I really appreciate you guys that have subscribed, and thank you for coming back. See ya. Bye.